They marched across the Washington Bridge that bears the name of a slave abolitionist. Their demands, not much different. More than 100 civil rights groups were led by Martin Luther King's son to demand equal rights, this time in the voting booth.
You were successful with infrastructure, all right, which is a great thing, but we need you to use that same energy to ensure that all Americans have the unencumbered right to vote. Yes, sir.
And they do, in theory. But after the 2020 election, which saw the largest turnout in American history, many Republicans, led by former President Donald Trump, claimed that the vote was rigged. There is no evidence to support that claim, but some local Republican leaders have toughened voting laws, saying it will prevent fraud. But it has also become harder for many Black Americans who tend to have lower incomes and no child care to show up to polling stations.
It's been well over half a century since the Voting Rights Act was signed into law, but on Martin Luther King Day, protesters here, led by the King family, still find themselves demanding full access to the ballot.
They want Congress to act on federal voting legislation that would protect their rights nationwide. But even the president has not been able to bring all Senate Democrats on board, meaning he has no majority. And the frustration is palpable.
I'm asking Joe Biden and his administration to be a part of the vote, to help us push this through. Do whatever you have to do.
At the end of the day, there's gonna be a response. The response could be like this, or the response may be violent. The response, there's gonna be something kinetic that's going to happen.
What's the next step on voting rights?
The vice president said she's pursuing every avenue with lawmakers.
I'm making calls, I'm meeting with folks. We're not going to give up. You've heard me say that before, and I mean it. This is too important. This is not about, this is literally about the future of our country in terms of its democracy.
The top Democrat in the Senate, Chuck Schumer, says he will bring voting rights to the floor on Tuesday, but likely only so he can prove a point. More than half the chamber is opposed to changing legislative rules to allow such a bill to pass. Yasmine El-Sabawi, TRT World, Washington.